y bienvenido a mi canal. Yo me llamo Sirey. Soy una abogada afro-latina licenciada practicando la ley criminal, pero como todos ustedes, a mí me fascina cuando estamos hablando de casos de crímenes reales. En este video vamos a continuar hablando de Karmelo Anthony. Si quieren más video en español, nomás dime allá abajo. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Desiree. I'm a licensed and practicing Afro-Latina criminal attorney who, much like the rest of you, has a severe fascination with true crime cases. Listen. Okay, you guys. So, in my last video where we discussed Karmelo Anthony's trial, his case, the evidence, and the like, I revealed to you guys that I went onto the website for the exact county in which Karmelo Anthony was tried and found all the evidence, according to them, that was introduced into evidence at his trial. In that last video, I also shared with you guys that in these videos where I discussed that evidence, I'm not redacting, removing, deleting, subtracting, adding anything. I'm just going to present it to you exactly how it is, okay? I also want to make sure that these videos don't get too lengthy. And for that, I'm making them in multiple different segments because if I'm introducing videos that are 15 minutes a pop, I want to make sure you guys have enough time to digest it, consume it, what have you, and not just make like an hour plus long video. Does that make sense? Anyways, this video is a continuation of that. So let's go ahead and get started in our continued coverage of Karmelo Anthony. Okay, so if you guys will remember, on the website that we reviewed, and I'll probably even insert it here for you guys to see, there were separate subsections of what exactly each piece of evidence was categorized as, right? So the first section was audio, and we discussed that in the last video where we talked about Karmelo Anthony's evidence. There was another section that said photos, or maybe photos was first, I'm sorry, and then audio was second. But we have not yet discussed the photos. So let's just start our review of Karmelo Anthony's trial evidence by discussing the photos. Much like the audio evidence and just literally everything that I found on this site, I went ahead and downloaded and reviewed everything before I shared it to you guys or before I present it to you guys here today. In that specific photos folder, there are two separate folders, one for defense photos that were introduced into evidence and one for the state or the prosecution's photos that were introduced into evidence. Again, we're not removing anything. So if this video happens to be long, then it happens to be long. I'm going to share every single photo on each side that I found for you guys to see, right? So I will note that defense introduced 14 photos into evidence and the prosecution introduced 58. 58. So in review of the defense photos that were introduced into evidence, it's my understanding, just based on prior testimony, that Eddie, who happened to be the friend that invited Karmelo Anthony into the tent, was trying to distance himself from Karmelo when he testified. So a lot of defense's photos that were introduced into evidence were just trying to establish the strength of the relationship between Karmelo and Eddie, if that makes sense. So that's how I gathered most of those photos were. So most of the 14. As far as the prosecution's photos that were introduced into evidence, I will be honest and say that there is a photo of Austin's stab wound, which is going to be pretty graphic. But again, I'm not removing anything from this video. You're going to see it. If that's going to bother you and you're squeamish, I'm just giving you this cautionary advisement right now. Okay. Also in the prosecution's photos were Karmelo's mugshot, photos of the scene to include the bleachers where this happened, just a bunch of different photos kind of depicting the scene and the strength of their evidence, like the weapon, like the tent, the bleacher, just a bunch of stuff, right? So anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. As I share these photos, it's just going to be, I'm wondering if it'll be silence or if I'll just play my little theme music for you guys to see it. But either way, just take a look and take a gander at all the different photos that were introduced. Okay, you guys. So I think most of the photos are kind of self explanatory, but I want to talk to you guys specifically about some of the screenshots of messages from separate coaches that were introduced into evidence by the prosecution. Okay. I don't have an iPhone. I will never have an iPhone. I will never be an iPhone person, and that's not what you're gonna catch me in. I don't know what bubble it is, blue, green, gray, what I don't know any of that. I don't know any of that terminology. In my review of the photos, I will tell you this. It appears as if one of the coaches was letting the people know, letting some of the students know that they were not going to participate in the district meet because they felt as if the students' performance was not really satisfactory and they didn't stay and they weren't really exhibiting the best in camaraderie, is how I gathered it, right? I zoomed accordingly, like all over that to see where I could find Carmelo's initials, KA, in anywhere where the text messages were distributed, and I couldn't find it. I could not find it. You will see it. I'll probably reinsert it here for you to see it. I don't see any KA anywhere when they're talking to them. But let us assume that I'm wrong. And let's assume that this message was one that went out to Carmelo and it let him know that he was not to be participating in the district meet, right? I don't see anything that says he could not join. I'm gonna say that again. I don't see that anything that says that he could not join, meaning, sure, you're telling me I'm not participating in this, but are you telling me that I can't come? So just because I'm not participating, that means I can't watch? I didn't see that. And so I saw a lot of people, a lot of Austin supporters specifically, saying that he wasn't supposed to be there. And if this is what you're referencing when you say that, I could not disagree more. That doesn't say he wasn't supposed to be there. It says he wasn't participating in the meet. It doesn't say he couldn't watch his teammates. It didn't say that he couldn't observe, he couldn't be present. It doesn't say any of that. Okay. So I'm just wondering where you guys get that from. But again, if there's any authority or something that said he was expelled from the school, I would love to see it. If this is the message that you're referencing when you say that, that just doesn't read that way to me. Okay. But let's go ahead and carry on. Okay, you guys, in review of another screenshot of a text message that was sent directly to Austin from one of the coaches, it said something to the effect of, get the tent set up. I'm leaning on the older guys. I expect you guys to hold us down. Bloody, 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 blah, blue. And I'm going to insert it right here for you guys to see this message as well. Okay. I have seen so many Austin supporters say that Austin had the authority to remove Carmelo from the tent or had the authority to ask Carmelo to leave the tent, because I'm not implying that he physically removed him from the tent, but like the initial confrontation where Austin went up to Carmelo and asked Carmelo to leave. And again, if this is the message that you're relying on, I don't see it. I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see anywhere in the message where it directly says that Austin had the authority to regulate the tent, that Austin was the person who was supposed to be in charge of who comes and goes within the tent. That's not how I read it. That's just not how I read it. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of pushback from Austin supporters about that, and you guys can have a field day with it. But that's not how I read it. If there's something different that you guys are relying on when making such statements about how Austin had the authority to ask Carmelo to leave, I welcome it. But if this is the text message, I don't see that. I will also say this, because I've said it numerous times before. Regardless of the altercation, I think Carmelo made a cryptic decision, not mistake, to end Austin's life in that moment. But again, from my view, to act as if Carmelo was a cold-blooded murderer, killer, this, that, and the third is just, I just will never see it that way. I will never see it that way. He made a decision. The decision ended horribly. And that's where we're at. I don't believe that just because he showed up, even if we're assuming that he was not supposed to be there solely based on these messages, I don't believe that that meant that he was out here to kill someone. I think that's asinine. I think that's a crazy leap to make. But let's go ahead and carry on. Okay, you guys. So I remember in the last video we discussed the first group of videos, or the first folder that said group one of the videos, right? And that video folder only had one video contained within it. In the second one, it's something similar. There's only one video contained within it. I reviewed the video. It's a little over 15 minutes long as well. I think the first one was as well. And in that video, what you see is Austin and his friends walk up and then pan to a completely unrelated tent where a bunch of students are trying to, shield themselves from the rain. And then after many, many minutes, you see Carmelo run past. And that's basically what I gathered from this second video. Again, I'm not redacting anything. You're going to see the video in its entirety. So take a look and let me know what you think. Okay, you guys. So in the third folder, there are three videos. So in the third folder entitled Video Group 3, there are three separate videos. The first video is of Officer Cortez's body worn camera that we reviewed in my last, oh, I'm sorry. It's probably 2 videos ago now, in the last Karmelo Anthony video, or the first one where we discussed the evidence, right? I am going to play that video in its entirety for you guys. That video is about 4 minutes and 12 seconds long. After comparing and contrasting the video that I gathered from this specific website to the one that I previously showed you guys, I do think they're the same. You'll notice that the timestamp on this video is wrong as well. And yeah, there's that. But in the second video that's contained within this folder, there's another video from someone who was there to assist Officer Cortez, and it's an Officer Ricci or Ricky. I believe that was a woman officer that we saw in Officer Cortez's body worn camera, or maybe I saw it in a different angle or something. But it's a woman officer that went to assist with Carmelo's arrest, right? And what I think is interesting about her video is that it's only about 16 seconds long. And in the video, it literally just captures what I believe to be the admission that the prosecution relied on in prosecuting Karmelo. In that video specifically, what Karmelo said was, "No, I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did it. I'm not the alleged suspect. I did it." Basically, something to that effect. So I'm going to play that for you guys for you to watch that as well. And then in the third video, I'm just going to play all three of them kind of conjoined because they're rather, they're not a lot. They're not super long, but I'll separate them and let you know how they're separated. But anyways, in the third video is just a shot of the bleachers. I think that video is about 29 seconds in length. And it's a shot of the bleachers and you just see Karmelo walking. That's it. You just see Karmelo walking. But go ahead and take a look at all three videos. Oh, wait, before I let you take a look. Pay attention to Officer Ricky's body worn camera footage and pay attention to the fact that the date on her body worn camera footage is accurate. Okay. So I want you to compare and contrast that as you're watching the two different officers' body worn camera footage, because remember, the date on Officer Cortez's body worn was not right. I explained a possible reason why that might be the case. And I confirmed for you my belief that I believe this is the actual footage. When she walks up, her body worn camera is properly calibrated. The date and time on it are proper. They're right. They're the right date and time. And I just want you to compare and contrast that because it's the exact same footage, different angle, shorter clip, but of Karmelo on this same date, and it has the right date on it. So just take a look at everything and let me know your thoughts.
Hold on. And I'm just protecting myself. If somebody is shooting the victim, they need to be over there.
Under a memorial tent.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me. Dispatch 443. I got the suspects, and they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium. All right. Any weapons on you like that? Come on. I'll look here.
How long? He put his hands up. I know I'm not.
4-4, copy, I'll be in route.
Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Come over here.
447, clear.
I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay? Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now, detained.
Everyone else can slow down. Suspects detained in handcuffs.
Hold on. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance. That's gonna be a gate that's wide open there, and then you come to the victim from there.
Received.
This is the alleged suspect. All right, bye.
Dispatch is 432.
Huh? Okay. We'll figure that out. So nothing on your person at all?
No, sir.
Nothing?
No, sir.
Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm going to be out with this as well. Racing.
I'm gonna get a little personal there, okay? Just to make sure.
My car's right there.
Okay.
You want me to get up now?
Come on. All right. The victim's gonna be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics.
I think he was analyzing.
Memorial tent over there, guys. All right.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
What's happening right now? Victim is over here on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. All right. Already? No. Already searched him. Got nothing
I
on him.
don't know what happened.
423. Trackers have negative CPR progress for a witness.
Freezing.
You that's the wrong thing.
Freezing.
My side over here or your side? It's up to you. It's up to you.
That's fine. This is closer.
Let me do one more little check of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't mind for reaching your pockets, anything like that? You good?
Well, you're just wearing this one pair of pants?
I'm wearing some little underpants.
Oh, yeah. But those that is not
Like,
pockets, these are
no
all
ma'am, I
pockets.
don't think so.
What's your name, man?
Carmelo Anthony, Karmelo.
430, show me out.
Okay.
Freezing.
Have a seat here real quick, man. Watch your head. Let me check your hood here, buddy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
402, I'm on scene.
So your first name is Karmelo?
Yes, sir.
Freezing.
Karmelo.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know yet, man. Carmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R-M-E-L-O.
M-E-L-O.
Carmelo. What's your last name?
Anthony.
A-N-T-H.
O-N-Y.
O-N-Y. What grade are you in?
I'm in 12th grade.
10th grade? You go to Emerson?
No, sir.
Where do you go?
Centennial.
Centennial. Okay.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, Centennial. All right, sit tight for me real quick, bud, all right? Let me run this guy real quick.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him at all. This is the alleged suspect.
Okay.
I am. No, I'm not. Well, I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did.
Okay. We'll be there in a minute.
Okay, you guys, so what do you think? And also, just to further confirm my suspicions that it was the woman officer that we saw in Officer Cortez's body-worn camera footage, I went back and referenced the original police report, and I'll put it right here for you guys to see, but it's Officer Allison Ricci or Ricky. Officer Allison Ricci or Ricky. So it was the woman that I suspected it was that we saw. But anyways, what do you guys think of this footage? Do you think that it proves more damaging for Karmelo, or do you think that it proves, you know, I'm not going to say damaging to Austin. Like, do you think it helps Karmelo or do you think it hurts Karmelo? Just let me know your thoughts on it and let's just go ahead and carry on. Okay, you guys, so we're almost done with all of the Karmelo Anthony trial evidence that has been released. What remains for us is the fourth group of videos that was contained within video group 4 folder that I showed you on the website, right? The reason we're not going to talk about that in this video is because, like I said, and like I've been saying, I'm not going to take out anything. I want you to consume it all. I want you to see it all. I want you to observe it all for yourself and with your own eyes and exactly where I obtained it from, right? In that last set of videos, there's 5 videos to be precise in that folder. And one of the 5 is about 18 minutes long. Another one's about 5. And the other ones are less consequential. They're like less time. But when we're adding all that up, and also providing my commentary, that's going to make for a really long video. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until the next video before we talk about that last group of videos that was introduced into evidence at Karmelo Anthony's trial. But before I let you go, If you like this video, can you please go ahead and tell me you like it? If you dislike it or have any disagreement with me, go ahead and let me know that too. I'm cool. I can handle it. I can handle it. Now, be respectful to each other and be respectful to me. So if you get into my comment section just talking all this bunch of nonsense to each other and to me, okay, how do you think that's going to go for you? Like, who's going to respond to that? Who's going to be receptive to that? If you have points, make sure and articulate them well. And yeah, that's that. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, y'all take care.